Ratchet and Clank going Commando walkthrough. For some reason, now that I'm narrating these, Adobe loves to just mess up my timeline. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, it did it again. Okay, so we got... Why is it doing that? We got past... Wow, it's just not wanting to behave today. Okay, so anyway, let's just focus on the game. We got past the pretty difficult part in the previous video, and there's still kind of a mildly difficult part here, but it's not too bad because we get pretty easy access to the ammo all the time. And it's not going to be as big of an issue as that last place was, because I don't think there's any spots where we need to defeat all of these little fuzzballs to unlock the door. So here I'm just hanging onto the ledge there and using the letting my robot minions do most of the work. That was probably one of the easier ways to do this. And once you walk into here, you're going to see kind of a lot of computers and stuff, and I also got a safety deposit achievement. I have no idea what that is. And then you're gonna have a bunch of these other robots that we fought before swarming down. So I've taken kind of a lot of damage doing this. I'm not too happy with that, but it's not a big deal. So anyway, there's also a thing you can freeze here, and I think there's a platinum bolt or there's something on the other end of this, and I believe if you freeze that fountain you can actually ride down it, but I didn't bother doing that. So anyway, when you want to continue on, some of those robots are going to show up on top there, and I wanted to get this sniper to try to shoot them, but that stupid railing was in the way. So I had to switch to the HK gun and go on up and try to actually kill them that way. Now these guys are just grenade launchers, so they're a little bit deadlier than other ones just because they can do they can spread out their damage, especially when you get really close, but they're not too bad, especially if you have weapons that do a bunch of damage at first. And then I annoyingly got kicked by their stupid legs, which drives me crazy. When you think the enemy's dead, it's not quite dead yet. So then we'll be walking into this place. My health is too low for me to be happy with it, but I'm really close to leveling up anyway, so I don't think it ends up mattering. And these little robots that I have are just awesome. Now remember, go back as often as you need to get ammo. It is way more worth it to have ammo than it is not to. A couple of these enemies are going to be jumping up from above there. They're not a huge deal, just let these guys deal with them, or deal with them some other way. And then get rid of some of the straggling boxes that are just kind of waiting around there and jump down into here. Now, here I think we actually do have to defeat all these little fuzzballs to open up the next door, but we're also going to get access, or we're also going to get attacked by two of those guys up on top, and a few more robots that are dropped beneath us. Now these robots luckily aren't going to be too hard, especially if you have ammo for the HK gun or the Seeker if you haven't upgraded it, and you should be able to defeat them pretty easily. Now the hard ones are going to be up on top there. They're going to be spamming a ton of grenades at you, and again, that doorway, as far as I know, isn't going to open up until you defeat them. So Sniper is actually pretty useful here, but the Lancer or the rocket launcher will take care of them too. It's just, you're going to need to stay back and pick them off by aiming at them. You're probably not going to be able to shoot at them without hard scoping on them. Is hard scoping even a word I should use for this? I don't know. Anyway, so I did level up, I got all my nanotech back, and I started a second row. And it was at that point I was really wondering, how much nanotech can you have in this game? It's insane how much. I'm going to guess you can have about 2 rows, because I think you can have 40 at the top, and then 40 at the bottom, so 80 total, I don't know. But anyway, this next room reminds me of Star Wars Battlefront 2, and that's the good Battlefront. I played the beta for the new Battlefront, and it's unfortunately, it feels like a Battlefield game with a Star Wars skin on top of it, but it just reminds me of Battlefront 2 because of the library that you have to do on Coruscant. And this one's kind of interesting. I mean, I don't think it's a library. I think those are cereal boxes. Anyway, the door gets locked behind you, Zelda style, so all you have to do is take the guys out, and luckily there's not actually too many enemies in here. And once you defeat all of them, the other door should open up, and you should be fine to continue. Now, the end of this level, we will be reaching the guy that can put together all of our Hypnomatic parts. So once again, you do need to collect all Hypnomatic parts to actually beat the game, and that's kind of aggravating because some of them are pretty hard to get. Now, I know we got 3 of them earlier. I think it was 3, so I think you only need about 3. Maybe you need 4, I don't actually remember, but either way, when you have all of them, you can come here, and even if you don't have all of them, if you want to get this over with, and then come back when you do have all of them. That is also something that I would not blame you for doing. Now this next room's pretty annoying because once again we'll have to destroy all of these little fuzzies, and I think I said earlier we don't have to do that anymore, but I guess I lied. And it's kind of best if you use the bouncer to try to do a lot of damage so they don't have a chance, and then use it again to try to take out some of these robots. But of course I didn't check to my left, and there were a lot of those fuzzies left over, and then I'm starting to just kind of get swarmed by these guys. They just, I don't know, they just love to come up and ruin your day, but it wasn't really a big deal. I ended up switching to the Lancer to take care of the little guys because they just would not stop spawning themselves, and then all I had to do was deal with these guys up on here. So I think I used the Lancer for most of this, and you can hit them if you jump and wait for the reticule to scan on top of them. And I might have actually come back to the beginning here and switched on over to the sniper, and interestingly with the sniper, I think it still actually will tell you when you're going to hit them, even if you aim through these leaves. And I hit one guy there kind of by luck. And then, yep, I'm shooting through the trees here, still managing to hit him though, so that was kind of cool. But anyway, the end of the level is coming up pretty soon here. We'll just need to do, I think, one more room, and then we'll run into the guy who can fix together our Hypnomatic part, and that'll be it for this video.
You're getting sleepy. Very sleepy.
You are getting very sleepy.
Ahem. Ah, a customer. You, sir, look like someone who could use a Hypnomatic.
Okay.
Just bring us the parts, and we'll make it for free.
Ah, for a fee. A very small fee. Use it wisely.
Do not even think about it.
To use the Hypnomatic, target a receiver bot and press circle to take control.